Hi, second graders. I really enjoyed seeing so many of you on our Zoom yesterday. Thank you for making the effort to join. It's just kind of nice to be together virtually and see each other's faces. So I loved seeing all of you on the Zoom yesterday. So thank you. Um, Today we are going to read another story, and I am going to have you practice main idea and details. Today's book is called Earth Cycles, and we've been talking about how things happen in cycles. We've also been talking about main idea and details to support it. When I read this story today, I do want you to take some notes, some really good notes. So if you don't have a piece of paper or your notebook or a pencil, please pause the video, go get those things, and then come back. Okay? So if you don't have those, go get them. Pause the video. And if you do have those things and we are ready to begin, I'm going to kind of help lead you through the main idea and details for this text. Tomorrow, which is Friday, you are going to be choosing one of the stories that we read this week to write a paragraph about the main idea and the details. So you want to make sure you have good notes. This book is all about different cycles that Earth has. And this book is split up into 3 sections. The first section talks about day cycles. Then it goes into moon cycles. And then it ends with seasons. So those are the 3 chunks. And I want you to think about that as you write your details today. This whole book is about different cycles that Earth has. Days, moon, and seasons. And we're going to read about each one. The Earth is round like a ball, and it moves in circular motions. It changes in patterns that go round and round like the wheels on a bike. Events that repeat over and over in the same way are called cycles. I'm going to say that again. Events that happen over and over again in the same way are called cycles. Let's read about day cycles. So now this is your first of 3 different sections, right? Day cycles. The Earth spins all the time. It goes round and round like a very slow tap. It takes a whole day to make one spin. So the Earth spins, and it takes 1 day to spin completely around. We don't even feel it moving, do we? As it spins, each part of the Earth takes a turn facing the sun and being bathed in light. The part of the Earth that faces the sun has daytime. As it spins, each part of the Earth takes a turn facing away from the sun, and it is covered in darkness. And I'm sure you can take a really good guess there. That is nighttime. And we have talked a lot about this at school, and I remember even holding up the globe and having someone walk around it. And I know that we've talked about how the places on Earth that are facing the sun at that time have daytime, and the places on the Earth that are on the opposite side have nighttime. Each day you ride on a slowly spinning planet Earth from day to night and back, right? Think about that first book we read, When the Wind Blows, right? When day ends, night begins. When night ends, day begins, and it happens over and over. It repeats itself. It's a cycle. Just a couple interesting facts. These are just cool facts. They're not the key details that you should be writing down. But how many hours is a day? You should know that. 24. Daylight varies from season to season on each part of the earth. And boy, we know that, right? In the winter time, it's dark by 4:30. Now I look and it's after 7:30 and it's still not dark. Each day as the earth spins towards the sun's light, we see the sun first appear in the east, and at the end of the day, it disappears in the west. So if your house is facing east, you will see the sun rise in the morning. And then the other side of your house, which is facing west, will see the sun go down in the afternoon. And really think about that and maybe ask your parents what direction your house faces, because that will depend on what time of day gets the sunlight. Okay, here's the second section, moon. Moon around. The moon travels in a circle too, never stopping, always changing. It circles around the earth. So this is Earth's moon that we're talking about. The moon is like a mirror reflecting sunlight. From where we watch on Earth, the moon appears to change shape from night to night. What we see is the moon reflecting more light or less light. So sometimes we only see a sliver of the moon, sometimes we see the whole moon, sometimes we just see a tiny bit of it. The moon is still there. It's just how much of it we see because of the light being reflected on it. This moon mirror changes from a sliver to a sideways grin, and it changes from a half circle to a giant disc. Then it finally begins to slowly fade night by night into darkness before appearing again. Once more, it's a sliver in the night sky that's ready to go on to another moon cycle. So the moon goes through cycles too. And then slowly it goes like this. And then it starts over again. The moon cycle takes a little less than 27 days. That's just kind of a cool fact. And there are 13 lunar cycles in a year. Because 27 is a little less than a month, it happens a little bit more than once a month. It actually ends up being 13 for the whole year. The tides are higher and lower during full moons. And sometimes we kind of say like, oh, our behavior is a little different when there's a full moon too. Okay, here's the third section of our Earth cycles. Seasons, the cycle of seasons. Seasons also have a cycle. Some spaceships have pointed prows and fins, but ours is a sphere, like a giant orange. It is called the Earth, and you travel on it around the sun. Each journey takes a whole year for Earth to go around the sun. Each orbit around the sun is a trip through the seasons. You travel from chilly winters to mild springs, into hot summers, and onto cool autumns. At the end of autumn is a new winter, and then another year, the beginning of another cycle of seasons. When one season ends, the next one begins. Once winter ends, we go back to spring again. So seasons happen in a cycle. And the reason for that is because of the way that we orbit, right, around the sun. That is the reason for that. So not only are we rotating every day, once around for night and day, but we are also orbiting the sun. So, second graders, this book talked about 3 specific types of cycles that the Earth has. There's the moon cycles, there's the daytime cycles, and then also the seasons. So 3 different cycles. Those all support the main idea that Earth also has different cycles. Certain things repeat each other over and over again. So on your response today, I hope you are taking good notes. You're going to write down what the main idea of this book is. Remember, looking at the title helps. How many cycles does the Earth have? 3. We talked about 3. And each one of those cycles can be one of your 3 details. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to be taking some of your notes from these books this week. And I will be teaching you how to put those together to write a strong paragraph. Okay, so now that you have done this, make sure that you have your response written down on a sheet of paper. That's all part of reading today. Okay, so after you do that, you can do your 30 minutes of reading, or you can choose to do your 30 minutes of reading at another time today. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you for working so hard, and I'll see you tomorrow for our next video. Bye-bye.